The Ancestral Guardian Barbarian is a really fun, almost protective, traditionally tankish like Barbarian subclass for the Barbarian. So let's go over it. We're going to level by level, comment you on all the items you can need. So of course we start with the Barbarian. Now at level 1, this will give you Rage, as I picked the wrong thing. Deal 2 extra damage with melee and improvised weapons and throw. Resistance to physical damage and advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Unarmored defense, so while not wearing armor, you can add your constitution modifier to your armor class, however wearing heavy armor will impede your rage. And then we gain proficiencies with strength and constitution saving throws, as well as simple weapons, martial weapons, light armor, medium armor and shields. For ability points, we're going to have 16 strength, 14 dexterity, 16 constitution, 8 intelligence, 10 wisdom and 10 charisma. And then for your proficiencies, take whatever fits your roleplay. Barbarian level 2 brings danger sense. So you sense when things aren't as they should be, advantage on dex saving throws against traps, spells and surfaces. As well as reckless attack, which means we can gain advantage on attack rolls until the end of your turn, but enemies will also have advantage against you. Barbarian level 3 is where we get to pick our specialisation, and for this we do want the Ancestral Guardian mod. So some barbarians hail from cultures that revere their ancestors. These tribes teach that the warriors of the past linger in the world as mighty spirits, who can guide and protect the living. When a barbarian who follows this path rages, the barbarian contacts the spirit world and calls on these guardians for aid. So this will give you ancestral protectors. While raging, the first creature you attack on your turn is targeted by spectral warriors, hindering its attacks. Awesome on things like bosses, barbarians, fighters, anything that have lots of attacks. And of course, rage. So, as you can see here, this is our same rage we have, but we get the added benefit of the ancestral protectors on top. Barbarian level 4 brings our first feat, and for this we are going to bump our strength up to 18. Barbarian level 5 brings an extra attack if we make an attack as our main action, and fast movement, meaning while not wearing heavy armour, our movement speed is increased by 3 meters. Barbarian level 6 brings another rage charge, but we also gain Spirit Shield. So while raging, we can use our reaction to reduce the damage dealt to an ally within 9 meters, an awesome protective ability. Barbarian level 7 brings Feral Instinct, so a +3 bonus to initiative and can't be surprised. This is kind of like the alert feat, but instead of a +5, it's a +3. Barbarian level 8 brings our second feat, and for this we are going to take our strength to the max of 20. Barbarian level 9 brings Brutal Critical, so when you land a critical hit, we roll an extra damage die as well as the normal additional critical dice. Barbarian level 10 brings Consult the Spirits. We can summon an invisible ancestral spirit that can scout the path ahead for you. Level 11 brings Relentless Rage, which means if we drop to 0 hit points while we're raging, we can regain 1 hit point instead of being downed once per short rest. Barbarian level 12 brings another feat, as well as an additional rage charge, and for this feat we are going to take Great Weapon Master. You could take Savage Attacker if you want to, either or work, but for this one I will be taking Great Weapon Master. Okay, when it comes to equipment, we are going to start with the bonus Spike Helmet. So when we rage, hostile creature within 3 meters of us must succeed a Wisdom saving throw, or they'll take 2 to 8 psychic damage, and they even take half if they make their save. We'll gain Intimidation +2. For a cloak, we're going to take in the Cloak of Protection for a +1 to armor class and saving throws. For boots, the Bone Spike boots for a +1 to our armor class and saving throws, as long as we're not wearing armor or holding a shield. We also have an increased jump distance and brutal leap. Now for armor, we're going with the Bone Spike garb here, 15 temporary hit points whenever you rage, and exoskeletal endurance. Reduce all incoming damage by 2. When the wearer is struck by a melee attack, the attacker takes 3 piercing damage. Other options here though, you could, if you want to, go with the Bloodgazer garb. So when an enemy damages the wearer, we gain Wrath for 1 turn. Or another big favourite of mine is the Enraging Heart garb. So while raging, we gain 2 turns of Wrath and a Constitution +2, putting us at 18 Constitution. Now for gloves, I have gone with the Helldust gloves for a 1 to 6 fire damage on our weapon attacks. The Ring of Regeneration, so it activates at the beginning of our turn, healing us for 1 to 4 hit points. Pairs very nicely with the reduced damage. The Killer's Sweetheart, so when we kill a creature, we can make sure our next attack roll is a guaranteed critical hit once per long rest. And this pairs very nicely with the Surgeon's Subjugation Amulet, where once per long rest, when we score a critical hit on a humanoid, we can paralyse them for 2 turns. And then for a weapon, I've gone with my favourite weapon in the game, the Sword of Chaos. Has necrotic damage on it, and on a hit, we regain 1 to 6 hit points, awesome when paired with the Ring of Regeneration and the reduced damage. So that is the build. Let's go find some combat and check it out. Now don't forget, we do have some abilities we can use outside combat, such as Consult the Spirits. So if we get that going, you'll see we have our little spirit here. And like it said, we can send it forward to scout areas. So this is nice, just like exploration type thing we can use to just run around and see what's about. So you see we're in the combat, immediately a big miss. And we can move in close and we'll get our rage going. And you'll see, because we are within reach of them, they take damage thanks to that. And then it's very simple, we're just going to pump out some damage. So, because we attack this one first, they are hindered by Ancestral Protectors, meaning they now have a reduction to their attacks. If we attack Sledge here, you will see they don't. So it's only the first enemy you hit per round, so bear that in mind. You'll see the enemy attacked us, but because they did a melee attack, they took 3 damage. And again, enemy hits us for 3 damage, but takes 3 damage. And in fact, both enemies here actually hit us for less damage than they took from us. So this is a very tankish subclass. Okay, so it's back to our turn. You'll see the Ancestral Protectors ended, but we'll come in here, we'll get that kill. And now you see we have Executioner, which means if we run up here to good old Don't Call Me Runt, and we attack, just like this, we can trigger that critical hit. And there you go. Now, because we did that, we can paralyze them. For the purpose of this, I will show it off, but ideally with 15 hit points, you don't really want to paralyze this one. But for 2 turns, now they're like this. And because we have a bonus action, because we killed an enemy and scored a crit, we get our Great Weapon Master, meaning we can finish this enemy off here. And then we set the movement, we can start making our way slowly back down over here. Now you see we gained our 3 health back thanks to the Ring of Regeneration. And if we come over here, we can use our bonus action for more than just a Great Weapon Master. We have Brutal Leap, meaning we can jump up here. And there you go, because we made the leap, we knocked an enemy prone. And you'll see pretty decent damage, so we can finish these guys off, just like that. And then we can turn our attention to Terst, with a big miss unfortunately. And again, we can do another Brutal Leap, so we'll do a Brutal Leap up to here, try and knock the enemy prone. And there you go, meaning we can come in here with advantage now, and deal some pretty good damage. Now unfortunately they are a rogue, so they get Uncanny Dodge, but we can pump this out. And again, we healed up for more, but we're still within our temporary hit points thanks to our armor. And we can try, if we stop missing, that's crazy. But let's see if we can shove the enemy off, take some full damage. There we go. And there you go, 6 big full damage. So at least we got something this turn. So you see once again the enemy's attacking us but taking damage for it. Okay, so let's just end this. Come in here, we attack the enemy. Hindered by Ancestral Guardian Protectors. Ideal on the Barbarian because he has been causing chaos, because he can hit hard. And again, we can just keep swinging. And if we want to, we can Brutal Leap. See if we can jump into here. Can we? Try and knock this enemy prone. And there you go. And because the enemy's prone, it means we can benefit from things with our rogue. For example, we can run in here and land a big sneak attack. Meaning, we can once again Brutal Leap down to the Barbarian here. Try and knock him prone, which didn't work, but we're in prime position to now finish the fight. So that is the Ancestral Guardian Barbarian. It is very good defensively, and with the gear set we have, not only do you take minimal damage, you can heal through all the damage. You have temporary hit points anyway, so they've got to get through them first. And as you can see, you can use your bonus action for a Great Weapon Master, or to critically leap and knock enemies prone. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please drop the video a like, helps tremendously, and check out the mod. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed. I've got other guides for Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, Path of Exile, Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, Elden Ring, basically all the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.